Beautiful, wonderful person.
Hi.
Oh, stranger, how are you?
I'm so good. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's been a while. Where you been hiding? You haven't called or talked to me or texted me or nothing.
Well, I've just been hiding out like everybody else, stay-at-home order situation, so.
No. I'm talking about the last time I talked to you was probably 2 years ago.
Oh, really? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
It's good to talk to you then.
It's been a long time. So you've been doing good. You're hanging out in Nashville. Everything's okay? Everything's good at home?
Yeah, everything's good. I've just been praying for everybody else. Their music, as you know, has been really affected a whole lot by what's going on. So I've just been trying to send out positive vibes to all the venues that I normally would be at, and
Right.
My songwriter friends. We're all kind of doing the best we can with FaceTime and everything, but it's not quite the same as being in the same room together creating.
Right.
And so,
Are you out of power right now from all the storms, or do you got power?
I have power, thank goodness. I don't know. We had a lot of tree limbs down and stuff,
Yeah.
but we did not lose power, thank goodness.
Yeah, there was like 190,000 people in Nashville without power just 2-3 nights ago.
Yes, it's crazy. I know. Nashville can't catch a break lately.
Well, it's weird because the way the patterns are for the storm systems, Nashville has never been touched. It's always either gone north of Nashville or south of Nashville. So I'm guessing 2020 is y'all's year. You're getting everything that's coming through.
That's right. Yeah, we kicked off March with a pretty bad tornado, and then then this whole COVID-19 thing happened, and which has affected everybody. And but definitely Nashville being such an entertainment town, it's really affected the economy here a lot, and so it's just been weird. The whole situation's been very strange. I've just been trying to think about the positives and everything that we're gonna hopefully come out of this with. Maybe a new perspective.
Yeah, it's. I think some things will be good, but I think other things are going to be a little bit different. I think a lot of people are going to see a big change, especially in the music industry. From what I'm hearing through the grapevine, a lot of things are changing. A lot of things are happening. But that's neither here nor there. I try not to talk too much politics because I always get yelled at when I start talking politics.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just get yelled at, so I'm just not going to talk politics. But you got a new EP out, right?
I do have a new EP. Thank you so much.
Tell me about that.
I put it out in the end of November, so right before the holidays. And it's a collection of songs that I've been writing a ton since the last album I put out, which was a really long time ago. I've still been just as active performing and writing. I just hadn't put out any new music, so I thought it's really time for me to put out some of my own. I had been fortunate enough to have some friends put out songs I'd written with them, but it's like it's time for me to put myself out there again. So I collected all these songs are ones that meant a whole lot to me, and it's kind of a snapshot of a few little pieces of my life, and so I'm just grateful to have it out there. I had a couple videos that came along with it, and that's been really fun.
How many songs are on the EP?
It is 5 songs. 5 songs. I had to think of that for a second.
You had to think for a minute there. I caught you off guard. Yeah. You grew up in the church, and you probably started singing in the choir just about like every other artist has done in the past. What has influenced you most as far as the music goes? Has it been more the church, or has it been more some of your idols that you have probably watched as you were growing up?
As far as like influence goes on the music?
Influences with music and stuff.
I would say it's equal because I'm not a Christian singer-songwriter by any means, and I very rarely even talk about my faith, really, but for a lot of different reasons. But I feel like it's life stuff, and so to me that is life. So I try to all my music. I I've pulled influences from my favorite artists, of course. Country has been a huge passion of mine my whole life, big influence. And then also a lot of like the singer-songwriters like Joni Mitchell and Carole King and some of that era of music, hugely influential. And then singing in church really brings in that element of like life connection, really. And so I try to keep that, even when I'm writing a song that's really like therapeutic or sad. I pull from that human element of we're all just living this human experience, you know, and that comes from my faith too. That's what you sing about when you're singing in church choirs, is you're singing about the human experience. So it kind of is all tied together to me. I have to let my dog. This is so like.
Go ahead. I hear him scratching at the door. Go ahead. This is intermission. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. This has been the perfect example of doing work from home, you know. He's chasing the squirrels.
Yeah, exactly. So I knew they were going to pop in from time to time.
Who's been some of your most influential artists growing up?
I loved all like Faith Hill and Martine McBride and Sarah Evans, like that whole group of power women. I loved that music. Still love that music currently. That's a huge influence on me. Carole King, a big influence on me, and I just love her, the simplicity of her writing. Amy Grant, I grew up listening to her, and I love her songwriting style. Nicole Nordeman has been a singer-songwriter. She's been one of my biggest influences. I find her writing like life-changing, really. So
you know who Michael Sweet is? From Stryper?
I don't think so, no.
Do you know who Stryper is, the lead singer from Stryper?
No, I don't. I'm so sorry.
You never heard of Stryper? Stryper is the only rock band that has topped the Billboard charts and the Christian charts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they are a Christian rock band that has been around. Put it this way. I seen them in concert at Disney World on grad night in 1989.
Whoa.
I got to interview him, the front man for Stryper, Michael Sweet, just this past month. I got a chance to interview him and actually talk to him. But yeah, they're the only bands that have this. They're the only metal rock band that has ever been in both the Christian side of the Billboard charts and the contemporary or rock or heavy metal. They've always been in the top 10.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'll have to check them out. There's definitely quite a few that have been able to straddle that line between contemporary music and Christian music. And to me, that was never something I was striving for necessarily. I write Christian music for the spiritual practice of it, for church.
Right.
But and then my music I put out has always been on the country pop side. And then I write everywhere in between for different artists. But I have always been very influenced by both aspects as a person. And so I think you can't. I am a Christian artist in the sense that I'm a Christian and I'm an artist. But not necessarily putting out, Christian music.
Right. Who's some of the famous ones that you've written for? Have you written for anybody famous yet that we know?
I have. This year, I'll talk about this year just to promote them, but I have a song out by Breaking Southwest. I wrote with them that came out this year, and it's awesome. And it's called Getting Into, and I love those guys, so definitely check them out. Then I have a cut this year from Brian Lowry. He's awesome too, and so I wrote that single for him this year.
Right.
I've got one I wrote for a movie that's starting to be filmed this summer. So this year's been really awesome. This year's been a total shit show, pardon my language, but I'm very grateful for the things that have come out of it. There's beauty in times of concentration, I guess you could say. When we're all kind of packed in and hunkering down, but a lot of creativity can be born out of that. It's too cliche to say creativity comes from struggle, but I think creativity comes from life experience.
Just so you know, this is internet radio, so the FCC has no regulations on this. So you can say whatever you want to, my dear.
Oh my God.
Because you're allowed to.
Super sorry about that.
That's okay.
Christian.
Here's my opinion I want from you. Being a strong woman of faith and music writing, how do you feel that music's going to change with the women pushing their way through the rankings? Do you think it's made a change from them making all this ruckus, or do you think it's really hasn't changed, or it's still status quo for female in country music?
That's a complex question, but I appreciate you bringing it up. I think that the idea of even having to push through in an industry that women have had an equal part in building is kind of a frustrating conversation to have anyway. But there's great music being put out right now by women and men in this industry, and I think that's awesome. And I like to support equally my guy friends and the gal friends that are putting out awesome, great music. And there is opportunity with the fact that radio is there, but there's also streaming, and there's a lot of different platforms. Like for instance, I'm somebody that I play a lot of shows through the year, and the connection that I have with people is very one-on-one, face-to-face. And I'm not somebody that's on radio all the time. I'm grateful for independent radio that has been really kind to me. But I think it's all about just finding the opportunities where they are and creating opportunities equally for everybody is really an important focus to keep in mind. And I mean, country music especially, there's some of the biggest players in country music that have just been so impactful are women. So there's been a lot of shifts that have gone up and down, back and forth. And the pendulum swings both ways, I feel like,
But do you feel like you guys are making a difference? Because there's a few, like here in Orlando, there's a lot of big venues that I can name and I can point out that they don't want to have any female artists in their venue at all, period.
Yeah.
And it works. They showed it how it works for me, because it works for them in twofold, because you got a guy on stage that can basically almost carry a tune in a bucket, looks good in a pair of jeans and a cowboy hat. He's going to bring in girls, and then them girls are going to bring in their boyfriends, and they ain't got nothing to do but sit around and drink beer. So they're actually getting the best of both worlds. They're getting the money at the door, and they're getting the drinks too. So they're making a lot of money.
Right, absolutely. And there's there's something to be said for making decisions for your business that you feel like are the best decisions to make. And I think we all support every entrepreneur, whether that's an artist or a venue, making decisions that they feel like is best for them. I do, but living here and living and breathing music with the people that I create with, there is interesting, fun, drink a beer to music that's put out by women. And there's also a lot of ways to make money in venues, and it's been done before, and it's been done successfully before. So I have a harder time wrapping my brain around that all of a sudden it doesn't work anymore to have women be the headliners. It doesn't make sense to me because it's worked so much.
I would rather hear a woman sing me to sleep than a guy, for sure. I mean, definitely. I mean, but you got to remember something though too. We are a little bit older, and Nashville is not the same than what it was 10, 15 years ago.
Right.
And with the mixture of people that's coming into Nashville, you got a mixture of country, you got a mixture of pop, you got rock, you got southern rock, you even got a little bit of R&B, you got some hip hop in there. So it's all rolled into one. So why even have genres anymore? Why have country music? Why have rock? Why have just call it music?
Right. I think that's a really interesting. I've heard that perspective brought up quite a few times, and I think it's a really interesting one to roll over and to think about. I think to me personally, because I'm somebody that grew up with a lot of influences and I love a lot of types of music, and my playlists that I'm listening to on a daily basis are a mixture of all kinds of stuff
Right.
with Christian music, country music, honky tonk music, Americana, all kinds of stuff. But I think one of the things that is important about keeping genre boundaries sometimes is there's no way to mesh genres. There's no way to create something brand new out of a couple different influences if you don't have something to start from. So keeping the integrity of genres is just as important as blending them. I think it's important to have both, to have clear ideas of genres and to be okay with the fact that people are listening to multiple genres, and you don't have to be just one or the other. You can be a listener of multiple things. But you have to have that there first in order to break the rules, you know? That's kind of my opinion.
Do you think we should have like a Dolly Parton or a Reba McEntire at the head seat of country music, or just music association in general?
I think that they are at the front seat. I think that they're already there. Their influence is so broad and so strong in this town and all over the world, really, that I think that's already there. You know, I think we think about that right now music is different, but music's always different. Every year that has passed, every decade that has passed, there's been shifts and ebbs and flows. And when we say that female music doesn't work right now for audiences, or that women don't want to listen to women, things like that, our first person people think of when they think of country music is Dolly Parton and Reba McEntire. And it's just not true that women don't want to listen to women. I think that's just such a weird generalization that gets thrown out, and it's just...
I think it's a power trip more than anything for the guys, because it's always been... Oh, somebody's barking. Okay. It's always been a man's world, but you know, I don't know. You're the first artist that's actually said that in public, that you feel that they're already sitting at the main seat. But when you got people that are in control at like Warner Records and RCA Records, Columbia Records, Arista, Big Machine, these are guys that's been sitting in CEO seats for a long time, and really, they're the ones that are making the calls. I mean, they're the ones that's doing. So we need somebody like Reba and Dolly there, and Martina and Patsy and Sarah and all them. That's what we see. Those are the ones we need in them seats there, I think, to make an effective change on everything that's going on in the music industry.
Yeah, I mean, definitely as far as influence and decision making, definitely. And I kind of referring to those two as being at the head seats. I think that the head seats of influence, and there's a lot of ways to be influential besides running the operation. There's lots of being influential in public opinion goes a really long way. And in town, there's people like Leslie Fram, who runs CMT, and she has been a huge supporter and a game changer, really, as far as having a commitment to women on television. That's been really important. I've got a couple close friends that are managers and making marketing decisions, head of the region for marketing, things like that. They're power positions and decision-making positions, and I think that is helpful, and it's a slow turning ship for sure. But I think also it's important to look for. I don't think women are the only people that can change things for women. I think that it has to be everybody collectively wants great music, regardless of who it comes from. I think it has to be the decision that's made, and less about men, women. I think we just collectively need to commit ourselves to quality music and putting out quality music, sharing quality music, spreading it, and promoting it.
Are you working on your own label, or you're working on somebody else's label right now? Or are you just kind of in between?
I'm fully independent, so
well, that's good. That's good. I think a lot of the young artists should do that. They should be fully independent. That way, it gets rid of the middle guy, it gets rid of the big guy, and you know what you're doing. You know how you're producing, how you're marketing, how you're promoting. You're doing everything in-house, so you know what you're doing. If you mess up, you can't blame anybody. If you make a ton of money, then it's your money. You can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, it's true. There's a lot of power in staying independent, and people make different choices for different reasons. For me, it's been very freeing, and I have to thank my music business degree that I got. I'm grateful that I went to school for that, and I have to thank my internships that I had, and I worked in music publishing for a while, and that has been very helpful for me to be able to operate my own business because I know what contracts look like, and I know the right questions to ask sometimes, and I know how to keep track of the mathematics of it, which is very tedious and is not the most fun part for creatives like me. But if you can commit to being really on top of that, there's a lot right now. What I love about, I think it's really exciting about the industry is there's a lot of types of independent. There's independent labels. There's also completely independent people. And there's a lot of contract work. I mean, you can get as an independent, you can meet the right person to do certain pieces for you, like whether you need this piece marketed or you need this particular thing done. You can kind of piecemeal it together that way, and I think that's really exciting and gives you a lot of freedom that way.
Where did you go to school at?
I went to MTSU.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you suggest to every independent artist coming up to go to college and learn about music first before they try to jump head first into the bit? Well, even if they want to, I don't know. I think they probably should go. No matter if they're going to do the business side, if they're going to stay on the music side, you don't deal with it too much on the music side. You just play music pretty much and sing. But if you're going to be on the business side, you need to know, especially if you're going to be independent, you need to know what's going on and where everything is going to, I think.
Yeah, I mean, and there's lots of ways to do that. You don't necessarily have to go to a 4-year program like I did and do music business degree necessarily, but I think that making sure that you have taken business classes, legal classes, and gotten your head pretty deep into some of that marketing and things like that those are really important. And right now, which is something I wish I had known when I was going to school, but engineering and like audio mixing, all of that.
Yeah, that deals there. That's kind of what I do.
Yeah, and it's so, as an independent artist, it's such they're important skills to have. Even if because first of all, you're going to be expected in a lot of ways to do quality demos practically before they're even pitched.
Right.
So knowing how to do that, and even if you're not going to do it at home for yourself, knowing when you're in the studio, knowing the right questions to ask in order to get the sound you want. Because if you don't have the language, you're going to be like, that doesn't sound right. And they're going to say, well, why? And you don't know why. You can't say, well, I want this turned down, or I want this up, or this is competing with that, or the frequency. If you don't have the language, then it's a lot harder to communicate. So I think it's just another element that can give you a little bit of power within yourself to express yourself.
Do you play anything else besides the guitar?
I do. I play piano.
I was going to say, yeah, you play piano too. I know that.
Yeah, I do, and I know like 3 chords on a mandolin.
Well,
actually,
hey, if three chords works, then great, you know.
Yeah. 3 chords and the truth, right? Yeah, I played both guitar and piano. Piano was my first instrument, actually, and then when I moved to Nashville, I learned how to play guitar when I was like middle school age. I got a guitar at a really young age. But I just loved piano, and I felt more comfortable on it. But then moving to Nashville, actually, I switched almost completely to guitar for a while because it was a lot easier to take to writing appointments and stuff.
Where are you originally from?
Oregon. I grew up
Oregon. That's right. The Ducks. You're way up there.
Not all the way. I mean, Washington's first, and then Oregon, then California. But
okay, that's no different than say I'm just going to cross the street to be a little bit closer there. That's pretty much how Oregon and Washington is up there.
Yeah, the Northwest. The states are big out there. You go out west, and it takes 3 states to cover the whole West Coast. You go out to the East Coast, and it's like 11 states.
Like 20 or something like that. What you got all your family's in Oregon, right? Did they get hit pretty bad by the virus up in that area? Because nobody ever hears anything about Oregon.
I know they got hit pretty bad, but they also took a lot of measures to contain it. But my sister is one of my siblings. My sister is a oncology nurse, and so she's been on the front lines, really dealing with this head on with some critical care patients, and so that's been pretty awful. And I've got a brother that works. He's the head chef at a retirement community, and so they've been hit pretty hard as well.
Yeah.
Their residents safe and keeping everything sanitized and stuff. So, so that's.
Well, one of these days they'll be able to tell you the real truth behind all this stuff. Because I'm sure right now because every nurse that I've tried to interview and talk to, friends of mine, they won't go on record about anything that's going on. So there's a lot more behind this than people realize.
Interesting.
That's why I'm not going to talk politics, because when I get in politics, I go on and on and on.
Yeah.
What do you do for fun when you're not doing music?
Well, you heard it a little bit. My dogs.
Your dogs,
they're like the light of my life. I love spending time with my dogs, and I also I do a lot of like creative writing too. That I love. I'm working on a couple side projects, and I like to be outside when I can.
Like calligraphy? You do calligraphy?
No, that would be awesome, but no, I don't.
That's the same thing as creative writing, right?
Very similar. Yeah, I love to be active. I like to. I don't love working out, but I really enjoy being active. So I like to jogs or staying active and keeping up with my family. I like to cook and bake. That's like probably the main things. I cook and bake for like therapy, really. So I would say that's some of my biggest hobbies for sure.
My problem always is when I cook too much. It's just one person for me, and I always manage to cook for an army.
Yeah.
And there ain't nobody here but me and my cat. So I mean, it's like I'm trying to make myself, big guy, big trucks, big everything, and I need to work on small portions. So that's kind of hard for me to do.
Yeah, I've discovered the art of freezing things, making a big batch of something.
Yeah, my freezer is full of stuff right now.
Yep. Yeah, that's baking. I have in normal times when we're not all isolated, I get through these things I bake really quickly because I write at my house a lot, and so I have people over to my writing room, and
so you feed them.
Yeah, I feed lots of cookies and muffins and cakes.
It's like, here, I got leftover food. You want it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I try to keep up with that as much as I can. Recently, no one knows this yet, but I have been working on as a way to stay creative while I haven't been able to be out playing shows and stuff. I've been working on some T-shirt designs, and so I've got an Etsy shop up, and it's actually up right now, but I haven't done an official launch yet. But I'm really excited about it. It's just a fun creative project, and
do you have a way to make T-shirts, or are you going to send them out and have them made?
I have a company that's gonna make them for me.
Okay.
So I do the designs, and they're able to screen print them for me.
Wow.
So I've got it all set up, ready to launch.
We're looking for a new logo. I'm thinking I might be knocking on your door to see if we can't do it, because of course we got the Florida Country Radio now. Now we started at the beginning of the year. We started Orlando's classic rock station, so we got a rock station now too.
Oh, cool! Yeah.
Plus, we still got, Sandra D. She's still doing her Sweet Beat show from New York. So we got all kind of stuff rolling around, just trying to figure out how to put it all into one ball,
Absolutely. That's really cool. Yeah, let me know. I love working on that stuff. I love graphics. And so just like one of those.
And you've heard of ISSA, right? You know who they are. International Singer-Songwriters Association?
Oh, yes. Sorry, there's so many of them that I don't really keep up with.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even know about it either. I got a message from a friend of mine Saturday morning, said that you're in the finalists. You're going to Atlanta. I said, for what? What am I going to Atlanta for? He said, your radio station has been nominated for Radio Station of the Year. And I said,
oh, that's cool.
I didn't even know. Florida Country Radio's in it, so I thought that was kind of cool. But
congratulations.
I had no clue.
That's really cool.
I had no clue. But yeah, we miss you. Play us a song. What do you want to sing for us?
Sure. Let me grab my... I know I had a pick here somewhere. There we go.
Maybe the dogs will start joining in.
They might chime in, honestly.
Do they really?
Sometimes they
What kind of dogs you got? What kind of dogs you got?
They are little mixes. I'm really passionate about rescue dogs. So not to be one of those adopt don't shop people, but they bring so much love to your families. And so I've got a little 9-year-old Jack Russell mix named Peanut. She's precious.
Jack Russells are cool. I like Jack Russells.
Very smart. And then the baby, this month she'll be 1 year old, and her name's Hazel, and she's a little mix. She looks just like Peanut, but she's definitely not Jack Russell. We don't really know what she is, but she's white with red spots also. They're both white with red spots. They're precious. So yeah, they're my little loves. I'm one of those weird obsessive dog parents. I just saw that Brian Lowry joined. Hey Brian, I just talked about you. He put out a song.
Hey Brian.
He put out a whole album, or EP, I'm sorry, this year. And the first song I had the pleasure of writing it with him. So yeah.
Cool.
He's a good dude. Hi.
And you know the top 20 countdown's getting ready to start back up again too.
Oh, is it? Oh, awesome.
So I need to. You have to send me your newest stuff so we can put it in the rotation.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to do that. Go get in touch with Brian. He's got some great stuff. So
Okay.
Definitely one to check out for sure.
Brian, make sure you follow us.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't feel obligated to stay on, Brian. You're fine. It's always like when people like pop in and out, then it's always the pressure of like, don't want to be the first one, please. All right, let's see.
You wanted to see if you were talking to somebody famous.
Is that too loud? I can't tell.
No, that's fine.
I'll do the single off of the EP. It's called When I Need You the Most, and the video's out on YouTube and on my website, and it's on some TV stations. I just don't know which ones anymore, but it was on Country Network and Heartland and some places like that.
Cool.
I can stand on my own. It's who I've had to be, and I know you love that I'm so independent, baby. When I get that mad, you don't know how to act. Boy, don't know why. So that's when I need you the most. I push you away. What I really need is stay longer. We ain't closer, tighter, I'm stubborn and strong, and I'm feeling weak, and I don't want you to see. That's when I need you the most. When I need you the most. I know you worry sometimes when I'm needing space, but you have a heart of mine. You'll never have to chase. You calm me down without trying to break down my walls without hiding. Sometimes I feel reminded that's when I need you the most. I push you away, what a really stay longer. That's when I need you the most. I need you the most. That's when that's when I need you the most. When I push you away, what I really need is stay longer. Pull me in closer, tighter. I'm stubborn and strong. When I'm feeling weak and I don't want
It sounds good. Where did the inspiration for that song come from?
That's very personal, directly from me. I'm a pretty independent person, and always have been. And so it's kind of coming from that place where when you're a really independent person, a lot of times you can put your wall up and it's like, everything's fine, I'm fine, I've got everything's covered, and it makes it hard to ask for help when you really need it. It makes it hard to be vulnerable sometimes. And I'm a very open-hearted, vulnerable person in most of my life, but when it comes to like relationships, I sometimes put that wall.
You have to not be afraid to ask for help.
That's what they say.
Superman even needs help every now and then.
Right, exactly. Well, that's kind of what this song is saying, like, you know what, even when I do put up that wall, don't run away from me, run towards me instead, because that's really when I need you the most. And so it's kind of it's a love song from an independent girl's standpoint, really, or independent person's standpoint. So I wrote that, yeah. My husband can probably relate.
What, tell us one thing that people don't know about Moriah.
Ooh. I was just asked this in an interview over the holidays, and I feel like my most honest answer to that is that that you'll never know the thing that I would never tell anybody. I'm a really open person, but there's a part of myself that I keep really pretty private, and so something that you would not know about me.
Okay. What's the one thing that people don't know about you that you want to tell?
I mean, there's so many things. That's such a hard question.
It's not. It's a simple question.
It's a simple question. So like, I've had the same reoccurring dream since I was a little kid about being trapped in a weird, like, dark brown church and being able to fly, but not being able to help me because I can't get through the roof.
Have you researched that? Have you researched that before? Because I think everybody dreams like that. I've dreamed that I could fly in some of my dreams, and then I've also dreamed that I've actually fell off of cliffs and stuff like that. I mean, I think that's normal, but I don't think nobody really knows where the dreams come from.
It's a trippy thing, yeah. So that's definitely something no one would know about me, is I have recurring dreams. I'm a very vivid dreamer. I've had them my whole life. And so, I mean, I think I would want people to know that that even as private as I am, what you see definitely is what you get with me. You know, if you hear from me, or if you have any interaction with me, it truly is going to be a genuine, authentic interaction, because that's I hold very dear to my heart, regardless of who I'm around or what I'm doing. It's something that I feel really strong about in life. So that's something that, that you can count on from me, that you might not know, but.
Right. And you're good hiding stress too, because if you have a lot of stress, you can hide it very well. I can see that.
Yeah. I don't like to put, stressors.
Yeah, but you're a female that, you're kind-hearted, you got a good soul. You're compassionate, you're caring, so you're bound to worry about things. And if you don't have anxiety now, if you worry about it too much, you might have anxiety as you get older, but you hide it real well. You don't let people, it's like the old commercial. Don't let them see you sweat. You're the girl that doesn't let people see sweat. Sweat.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, there's a lot of, music is a lot of ups and downs, as you know, every part of the industry, and that's part of the ride of it. I live for the highs of it, and when I get to the lows, this is a piece of advice I would give to anyone too, that wants to do anything creative in life. Besides staying flexible and allowing your dreams to change, and allowing your dreams to take on life of their own, not limiting them to being exactly what you want them to be, because they can sometimes turn out better or different. But besides being flexible, I would say learning how to have like a quick bounce back rate is my biggest piece of advice. It's inevitable you're going to be knocked down, but learning how to not sit in that and stew in that too long, and allowing yourself to have a quick refresh great and get back in is
Right.
the best piece of advice I could give anybody. I wish I could tell myself that more when I was younger even, but yeah, something I've learned over time. Quick reflex and quick bounce back rate for sure.
Yeah. We're planning on putting a stage up at CMA Fest in 2023. So, you're invited to come and play on it.
Awesome, thank you.
We're going to invite everybody we can to come and play on it. So,
Awesome.
and it'll be free for the artists to play on our stage. So I want to put that out right now for everybody to know. It's going to be free for them to come and play on our stage. Because we know what happens to things. We've heard what happens in the past, but we're not like that. So, yeah. So it's going to be fun. It'll be the first time I've ever been to Nashville.
Oh, wow.
Never been to Nashville. I've been to Gatlinburg and been to Memphis, but never been to Nashville.
Well, Nashville welcomes you. It's a great town, and we're looking forward to everything getting back open up, just like I'm sure everybody else is. It's a time.
I'm hoping it'll be some kind of normalcy for you guys.
Yeah, we're hopeful, and I'm definitely I'm playing a live show on my Instagram and my Facebook tomorrow at 4:00 Central. So if y'all want to check that out, that'd be awesome. And I've got my merch shop still open and available. So if anyone needs a Moriah Domby tee or a coffee mug or something,
I need a signed 8x10 from you to go up on the wall here, because I never got one from you.
I thought I saw one.
All these, I don't think you did. All these, let me double check. Hold on. I don't think you have.
All right. Well, I'll get one to you for sure.
I thought you. Yeah, I thought you sent one, but no, you didn't.
All right. Well, I will get you one. I'll definitely get you one for sure.
Okay. Speed round. Cake or ice cream?
Cake or ice cream that you said?
Yep.
Ice cream.
Hamburgers or hot dogs?
Hot dogs.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Ford or Chevy? Ford or Chevy?
Ford. Ford Explorer, so.
Oh, the Ford Exploders? That's what
I love mine. It's taken me all over the country, so I'm grateful for it.
That's good. Pizza or tacos?
That is rough for me. That is really tough. Those are two of my favorites. I would say I crave pizza more, though. We have a place called 5 Points Pizza in East Nashville where I live, and it's my fave.
Wow. I would have picked. I'd probably pick pizza because we got a new place just around the corner from the house. I want to say he looks Italian. I want to say he's Afghanistan, but I don't think he's Afghanistan. He looks Italian, but I think he's from New York, so he's got an Italian pizza shop around the corner. He's got real gyros. He's got real stromboli and calzones. He's got the real deal. And the pizza is real good.
I love tacos too, so that's a really hard pick for me. I made tacos and margaritas last night for Cinco de Mayo, but pizza. If I had to choose one, I'd probably do pizza.
Right. Online shopping or window shopping?
I love window shopping, actually.
Oh, yay!
Yeah.
We still have an old-fashioned person still left in this world.
Yeah, that's definitely. I'm a old movies watching kind of gal, so old-fashioned. I was just saying this to someone the other day, so this would be something that nobody knows about me too. Back to that question, but one of the things that I do for de-stressing sometimes is, which this seems really strange. I can't believe I'm even saying this out loud, but I love to go to the mall, like the regular shopping mall, get a coffee and walk around and just people watch there and look around.
You're a people watcher. I've noticed that you're a people watcher.
Yeah, I definitely am a people watcher, and that's one of the ways I de-stress. And I was just telling one of my best girlfriends the other day, I feel depressed today. I just wish I could just go de-stress by walking around the mall and watching people, but can't because we're all stuck at home. So,
what's your favorite movie? What's your favorite movie out right now?
Like of new movies or just
or just movies in general.
Philadelphia. I just watched it again for the millionth time the other night. It's a Katharine Hepburn movie with Cary Grant and Jimmy Stewart.
That was like in the was that 50s or 60s?
It was the late 40s, actually.
40, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Late 40s, yeah.
It's
late
one
40s.
of my all-time favorite movies, and I like every time I catch a new line that I think's hilarious, and so that's still one of my very favorites. And it's old, but you know, it's still out, right?
And you're only 21 years old too, so you know.
Yes, exactly. I'm 21. 21 plus some.
So, tell everybody where they can get your music at.
You can find me at my website, MoriahDomby.com, and it's Moriah with an O, Moriah. And then my link in my bio here on Instagram has a link to the most recent EP on everything. I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora. I'm on all the stuff, really, so go check it out. It means the world to all of us artists if you can make a playlist with it, add it to your playlist you already have, share it with your friends, stream it a bunch. I'm on all of that stuff. So, and it's available to download as well on iTunes, but it's available to stream everywhere. So, and there's a link in my bio.
We're also going to find you on the Top 20 Countdown, and you'll be added to our Spotify page too, so we'll add your music to that. Also, make sure everybody goes out and gets the latest EP that she just came out with here, a month or so ago. I think you'll like it. We're going to get you on the Top 20 Countdown and see if we can't get you at the top of the list this year and maybe make you 2020's Entertainer of the Year here at Florida Country Radio. It's possible, you never know.
That would be awesome. Yeah. Well, join in tomorrow when I'm on my page when I'm doing a live show with some giveaways. Sorry, my dogs are barking. But we'd love to see y'all check in there too if you're around 4 p.m. Central.
They see another squirrel. They're howling at the squirrel.
Exactly. Yeah, you'll hear my dogs too. And thank you.
I will get in touch with you. Because I need to get your latest music from you so we can go ahead and add it to the rotation. But
awesome.
It was great seeing you. You got to stop staying away so long.
Yeah, definitely. I'd love to do this again sometime. I love the speed rounds. It's a good for a creative mind to have to make a quick decision.
Yeah, I stumped you on a few. I'm gonna have to think of a few more harder ones so I can stump you next time.
Yeah, I love that. I'm all in for games. We should definitely check in before this whole thing's over again. I'd love to.
Yes, I will. All right, dear. We look forward to seeing you soon and hearing you soon. Check us out, www.wbcwradio.net. We got all kind of things happening because it's towards the end of the year. Summertime's kicking in. It's hot. It's getting very hot. Beach weather out there. Take some Moriah Domby with you, to be on your playlist while you're out on the boat. So, Moriah, I will talk to you soon. Thanks for being with us, dear.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been great chatting with you.
All right. Talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.